Sai Ram. Swami, my humble pranams to your lotus feet. Sai Ram, brothers and sisters. Today, I am going to talk about the process in inner transformation. As a teacher, I used to tell my students that when you mix milk and water, the swan Hamsa, H-A-M-S-A Hamsa, it only drinks the milk and leaves the water out. And I tell the children, take whatever good things and what is useful for you when you hear something or read something. Just like that, I'm telling you all to take what is useful to them, to you when I talk. Now, all what I am going to speak is my experience with Sathya Sai Baba, who is God on earth for me, and the other saints. Now, inner transformation or change in consciousness is that happens inside you. And mother of Sri Aurobindo Ashrama, she once said that the change of consciousness and the process can be compared with the transformation of egg into a chick. Now, when you look at the egg outside, you see that nothing is happening inside. That's what you see. But a lot of things happen inside. The embryo eats a yolk and then goes into a chick. When it's ready, when it's ready and alive, it takes the shell and it comes out. Similarly, so many things happen inside. You don't know. You can't see. But when you have extreme desire, you can feel the struggle. So you are going against the wall and the wall is not moving and blocking you. But when the correct time comes, everything is open and you project into a different consciousness. Only when there is a dimensional change in consciousness, you can see the change in you. Now, where is this Atma? Now, I don't know whether you have heard of the deer musk, M-U-S-K. It lives in Himalayas, in the valleys of Himalayas. And the aroma emanates from its body. Without knowing that, this musk deer goes into the bushes of thorny creepers and puts its nose to find out whether the smell is coming from there. Just like that, you go all over the world and then you get that the real truth is inside. How can you see this Atma? I think I was about 27 years old. I went to Puttaparthi and I met Swami. And Swami called me for an interview. And there were about 10 people in the interview room. And then I asked Swami. Swami was looking at each one and he came to me and he said, "Enna venum amma?" That means in Tamil he said, "And what do you want, Amma?" I said, "Swami, I want to see my Atma and I want to know more about my Atma." Swami smiled. He said, "Only when your karma is over, you can see the Atma." And then he went on. Look, different size, different shapes of bulbs you can see, and colors you can see all over the world. But the same electricity that manifests the light and the same power from the God is within all of us. And the Atma helps us to function. Then he said that think of the values. And he said the electricity is the truth, the wire is dharma, the bulb is shanti, and the light is love. Now, Atmic bliss only you will get when you are truthful and righteousness. And I told Swami, I want to go and see the saint Mother Krishna Bai, I want your permission. So I said, she is a saint in Kanjangad, Kerala. I would like to really see her. Swami smiled and he said, touch, speech, and look of a saint will reduce your karma. You can very well go. I was so happy to go there because I read in a book 6 months ago from that time that she had some duty in the cow shed. She was cleaning the cow shed. Same time, bhajan was going on in the ashrama. When the bhajan went there, she couldn't go to the bhajan. She prayed to her guru, Swami Ramadas, and asked, please send some prasad to me. What happened? A dog vomited in front of her. She ate the whole vomit. My gosh, I was so shocked to read that. I thought I have to go and see her. So now we are all sparks of God. I am in front of her and I asked her, Mataji, please tell me whether it is true that you ate the dog's vomit. I read it in a book. She smiled. She said, if you feel that God is in all living beings, then you won't feel the difference. You have to see that the whole world is God. We are all God's children, or we are God. That's what you have to feel. I learned my first lesson there. Then, I think I was about 27 years then. We are sparks inside our heart. The spark inside our heart, that is God. We wanted to go and meet. I wanted to go to Atma Malik Deep Dhyana Pida, where it's in Maharashtra and Kopangad, and we went there to meet Sadguru Igli Maharaj, Swami Paramanandagan, and other Swamis. We believe that God lives in our heart. Only through meditation you can reach it. And meditation totally and thoroughly practiced in that ashrama. I was so happy that I was there. I was there for 3 days and the vibration, the meditation, it helped me. And then I could feel a lot of changes in me. And then Swami also says that our body is water bubble. It is born, die and decay. But Atma is eternal. Now what did I learn from this ashrama? Why do I tell this to you? I learned that whatever puja we are doing outside, we have to do inside. God is inside within us. We have to pray inside. 1, 2. Supposing there is a cut on a foot or hand, we think that, oh my gosh, my hand is paining, my leg is paining, I can't do that, I can't do it. No. I learned that the body is separate from Atma and we shouldn't feel for the body. We have to look after the body, but we shouldn't feel anything because we are the Atma. I did this, like sometimes I couldn't, then I chanted, the mantras, and then I was able to do it. And I was able to separate myself from the body. Now, Swami says, undercurrent of Atma is love. Atma is love. He says, absorb the principle of unity. Let the whole world be united. And purity is attained through unity. And purity brings forth Atma Tattva, that is, the principle of the self. And unity is divinity. Without unity, you cannot attain divinity. Now, thinking of all this, I was thinking that I was in Sri Lanka, in Zambia, Africa, then here. So there are a lot of racism, so many things, jealousy, backstabbing, everything. It affects me, and also I see other people suffering and it affects me too. I sat one day and I was thinking, mother, whatever the child does, 1 or 2 days she'll be unhappy, but after that she is again with the child. So I have to be a mother of all the creatures or all the living beings around me. whatever they say then won't affect me. That worked. But now I think like that. I'm a mother of everyone, so it won't affect me. Now, wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge you can get from the books or references. But wisdom, only you can get it by, God. It is wisdom, power of judging whether this is correct or that is wrong. Experiencing the principle of non-dualism is wisdom. Now, Swami says in a good way, he says, look at the lamp. There are 4 things the lamp needs. 1 is the container, then the oil, then the wick, then the matchbox. Similarly, wisdom and Jnana Jyoti, it's called Jnana Jyoti, the light, needs container, that is detachment, devotion, oil, unpointed consent, that is the wick, the knowledge of the Supreme, the truth. Now, there is some prerequisite for this, that is, cut the ego, detachment, renunciation. Then I thought, how can I cut my ego? So I took my first book, The Ruby Garland, and it was in a manuscript form. I took it to Swami, and Swami gave me an interview and he said, take this book, take this manuscript to the Vice Chancellor, SSSI, Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Professor Sambat, and ask him to write the foreword. 1. Next one, he said, immediately publish it. I thought, my gosh, how can I publish? I told Swami, I don't know Sambat. I have not edited this book. How can I publish? Ego, cut your ego. That's what he said. I was thinking, oh, Swami, I got the forward from Sambat. Then I said, oh my gosh, I have to do something about the ego. Swami says, I have ego. So I thought, okay, let me shave my head. I went to Palani. My hair was long up to the knee. I shaved my head. And then I went to Sri Lanka, bald-headed. And I went to see my mother, everyone bald-headed. I gave lectures, they are bald-headed. My mother was crying. In fact, she said, I don't want to look at you like this. I thought my ego is gone. Again, I read in a book where Krishna says, how can you cut your eye? Detach from everything. Whatever you do, good, bad, or whatever you do, submit to God. Everything submit to God, then you won't have ego. So I started doing that. Then the next one is detachment. How can you detach? You have children, you have husband, you have friends, you have relatives. You have to detach. So when I went at that time to Krishna Bai Mataji, he said, you can very well get detached. How? Your children, bring your children like Yasoda brought her children. Do all your duty. Look after them. Just Yasoda brought them, brought Krishna up, you need to do it. And then I sat and I was thinking, okay, so I have to cut my detachment. So I had to bring my children. I was 27 then. I was bringing my children just like that. And also, she said that anything you see, do your duty. If you have to go there, you have to do something, do it. But don't get attached to it. I said, okay. And then I sat and I thought, okay, only this birth, I have a husband, I have the children, and I have friends, I have relatives. Supposing I'm born next birth, I won't have the same husband, same children, same relatives, no one. It is due to a karma, we are put together. So I said, why should I worry about anyone? But I must do my duty. I started then do my duty detached. Now, sometimes when you feel something, I chant the Gayatri Mantra. And according to Sri Aurobindo, there are 5 psychological principles. Now, these psychological principles helped me a lot. I'm going to tell you that. First, sincerity and transparency. Number 2, faith and trust. Number 3, devotion and gratitude. Number 4, aspiration and courage. Number 5, surrender, perseverance and endurance. I followed all these. Maybe because of this I got some experience. I don't know. But my first experience, this is not the first, but some of the experience I want to share with you, with Swami, so that it will help you. Childbirth. I was in Zambia, Africa. I had 2 sons and I was praying to Baba. I love girls because I can dress girls. I was saying, Swami, I want a girl daughter. I forgot about that. That was long. Then all of a sudden I got a vision of Swami in a labor room where he pulls the child and says, this is a girl. Oh my gosh, I got up. I was like dazed and I went to the doctor and doctor said, you're positive, you're pregnant. I knew it was a girl because Swami said. So when I was 3 months pregnant, what happened was, there was a man, we know him, he met with an accident and died. And the young husband and the wife was young and there was a young child. They all come to my bhajan on Thursdays in my house. So I was helping her a lot. All of a sudden, I started vomiting blood. So my husband took me to the hospital and the doctor said, in Africa, they said, you have to abort this child because it's not good for your health. I said, no, I'll come tomorrow. I came home. I prayed to Swami. Swami, I will rest because this child is blessed by you. I don't want to lose the child. I was praying so much. I was in bed and I was resting. And then after that, I told my husband, I want to go to Sri Lanka because my mother is there. She will look after me. So I went to Sri Lanka with my 2 sons. My husband was busy with work, so he couldn't come. So when 3 weeks before the childbirth, there was a pain in my center of the stomach, and something was pulling. And also my husband called and said, Arati went off twice. There's something wrong. So I went to the doctor the next day, Dr. Muthutambi in Cinnamon Gardens Hospital. But he said, oh, your boss sent you. Boss means everyone teases me like Swami as my boss. They always say, your boss, your boss. I said, yes, he sent me. So he examined me and he said, if the womb is open, I'm going to induce you tomorrow. I said, okay. He said, okay, come tomorrow. He tested me and he said, come tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I went there 6 o'clock in the morning with my mom. And he induced me at 6 until 5:30 in the evening. At the pain, the baby was not coming out. So my mother was furious. She said, baby, she calls me baby. Baby, what is your Baba doing? You are an ardent devotee. What is this? What is happening? What is he not coming here? What is happening to you? Doctor is preparing for a Caesar. And, I don't know. The 2 children were normal. So I said, mommy, just keep quiet. Nothing will happen. He will come. Go and tell the doctor, give us 1 hour time. So she went and told, she came there. After 10 minutes, she came. The vibhuti smell, the agarpati smell, so many smells were coming in the room. And my mother felt somebody was pushing her. And then the child was born with 3 times the cord was round her neck. And then Dr. Muthutambi said, yes, your boss came because my own granddaughter died of this condition. Tears were pouring in my eyes. How grateful, how, my Swami, when I think of him, he's like, he does a lot of things like this. Next, I wanted to take my baby to him. So I prayed to him, Swami, please don't be in Puttaparthi because I'm bringing my baby. Be in Whitefield. Please let me know when you're in Whitefield, I'll come there. So I told him, I prayed, and I told my mom, be prepared anytime he will call me. I started weaning my baby and put her in bottle because I don't want to feed there in front of people. So I did that. And then what happened was, one day I got a vision. Swami says, come immediately to Whitefield. I told my mom, my children, my sons, my mother and I and my baby, we all went. We got down in Madras in a airport. And then we were discussing about we want to have a good hotel. because of the baby, and we want to sterilize the bottle. Then we were discussing about that. So a man comes to me and he says, are you Mr. Shanwaraja, the general manager, electricity board's daughter? I said, yes. I have seen you once with him. Your father was a consultant for us and he helped a lot. I said, okay. And then he said, we have an outhouse in our house. You can come and stay there. And I will send you by car to Bangalore, to Whitefield. And there is I can give the key. There's a house. There's a well next to it. And you can boil your bottles in the kitchen. I was so happy. See the grace of my God. The tears were pouring down. And my mother, how? And then we were in Whitefield. Now, when we went to Whitefield, he tests all the time. He will test you left and right to see whether you have faith. Now, when we went to Whitefield, he was not there. My mother was saying, you said he's there, he's not there. Now look at the baby. We have to take the baby all over. I said, no, you go. I'm not taking baby anywhere. Now, my neighbors were 2 young girls from Singapore. They came to me and said, Auntie, can you please come with us? We'll hire a car and go to Ooty. Because Swami is in Ooty. I said, nothing doing. Swami said he's coming here, he will come. So right, first day we went, sat in Whitefield in front of the Krishna. If you know, there is a Krishna in that around the tree, and we had to sit there. So we sat there. One day he didn't come. Second day he didn't come. But third day I bought some jasmine flowers and I took it with me, and I told my mom, he'll come today. So we went there. A red car comes. He gets down from the car, walks straight to me, and he carries the baby. Santoshama, that means, are you happy? Are you happy? Oh, tears were pouring down my eyes. I told Swami, thank you. Don't cry. I said, I'm not crying, Swami. I'm so happy. That's why the tears are coming down. He says, Sesko. That means, touch my feet. So immediately I put that jasmine flowers on his feet. I touched, I prayed, and he gave Pada Namaskaram for my that means touch his feet. Allowed my sons and my mother to touch his feet. Then he quickly went away. And I told my mom, she was so happy. I told my mom in the room, look, Mommy, tomorrow morning, you and the sons go and stand at 5 o'clock near the gate, he will go. So he said, you're not coming? I said, no, in the cold, I can't bring the baby. So they went. 5:10, Swami's car comes. He gets down from the car. Can you imagine? God. And then gave blessings to my children and my mom. They were so happy. So, this man who I was telling, sorry, I didn't mention his name. He was the late Mr. Srinivasan. He was All India President. He's the one who took us to his house. Okay. Now, because I have to mention his name, we were very thankful to him. Then I'm going to tell another one. Oh, then 50th birthday. What happened was, 50th birthday was between November 14th to 24th, 1975, I think. And July of that month, Vansa Muramura, she is my friend. He is in Puttaparthi now, but both of us went in July to see Swami. And an interview, he called 10 people. 2 of them were myself and another foreign lady. And he took 8 people in, left us out. We started crying and thinking, oh my gosh, he's not calling us. Why did he call then and all? But so compassionate he is. Immediately he opens the door and says, don't worry, I'm calling you after this. So we were so happy. So after that, we went in. When we went in, he was looking at the other lady. And the foreign lady, he was talking. I thought, my gosh, Swami is not looking at me. Then like this, he looked and then he said, after telling so many things to us, he said the last thing he said, the 50th Jula ceremony, you're going to get a special invitation. And he told her and looked at me. I thought, for her? Then I thought, no, he looked at me. So it's for me too. And then those days, Swami used to eat betel leaf. I don't know whether you know. And then with the hanky, he just wiped, and I saw the mark on the hanky. I told Swami, please give me that hanky. I want to take it. Swami laughed. He He said, no, 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 this is not good. I'll give a better thing for you. I said, better thing from where can I get? This is the best thing I can get. But you will get. Oh, we had Pada Namaskaram, that is, we touched the feet, we came. So in India, Chennai, I have my grandfather's brother's wife there, and we wanted to see her. So I went to see her, and then she brings a box, and she gives the box to me. I said, and she said, open, this is for you. You won't believe. I opened it, and when I took that cloth, it was a hanky. I took it, some current was flowing through me. It was, because those days Swami was going to houses, visiting houses. When Swami came to her house, he got the imprint of his feet with sandalwood on this hanky. That's what Swami said, I'll give you a better thing. And then I didn't give it to anyone. I just framed by myself, and it is still in my shrine room. So now, the 50th birthday. Now, my friend, those days for the Jula 50th birthday celebration, only the president and vice president of each samiti is allowed. I'm not in any samiti. I just do Balavikas, singing, and that's all. So my friend from Chilau, he called me and said, can you do this to me for the travel? I was doing everything for them for the travel. Inside, I'm thinking, they are going, I'm not called, but he will call me. He will call me. I know, he said, he won't tell lies. He called me. I just waited. All my mother has about 6 brothers. They said, they were fooling me. They're saying, oh, special invitation for you. Your boss is going to send. Yeah, 2 days after that, you are having the Jewel ceremony. You are not going. I said, I'm going, And I bought some, the red flowers, 2 flowers, and put it on my altar. And I prayed, Swami, please call me, please call me. Everyone is, they are just saying that you are not calling. Those flowers were falling down. I knew something is going to happen. That day at 11:30 in the midnight, 11:30 time, night, Dr. Vansa Molamura calls me. He says, yeah, my vice president is very sick. Can you accompany me? I said, Vansa, the volunteers won't allow me because my name is not there. If you can send a reply telegram, whether I'm permitted, if you get that, then I will come. So she sent it 1 hour, she got it back, and she said, Priya, I got it. I said, I have no money, because those days we used to arrange in black to send the money to India, because, we didn't have foreign exchange like now. So I said, I don't have money. She said, don't worry, I will look after you, you just come with me. So I went with her there, and the rest of the ceremony we went there, and Jula ceremony was next day, the other day. So everyone wanted to go. We had to go there at 2:30. Otherwise, the Purna Chandra hall will be closed. So I got high fever. I was shivering and high fever. And then my friend said, no, they are not coming without me. I said, no, you go. I'll come slowly. So everyone will lose it. So they went. On the way, we were in the Ishwaramba hall. It's a little bit far away from the Purna Chandra hall. So I bought my shawl. It was cold. I went. The Purna Chandra hall was closed. And in front of the TV, I was standing because I can only see through the TV. I started crying. Swami, you sent a special invitation. Now, this best ceremony, I can't see. I want to come in. I want to come in. Take me in. So an old lady came. She pulled my sari and said, in some other language, she said, you want to go in? I was able to understand. Go in. I said, yes. Come. So I went with her. She said, go this way. I said, no, the volunteers will chase me out. Something she shouted, like Swami shouts like that. I thought it is Swami, and I got into that. And I went, I was on the stage, everyone was seated. There was a Jula. And I said, Swami, I need a seat to sit. There was, you won't believe, no chairs, on the floor, front seat, there was one place vacant. I went and sat there. I said, if it is Swami, he will come to when he sits on the Jula, he will smile at me. Really smile. Then I thought, if it is Swami, see the monkey mind. If it is Swami, I should go through the stage, because the volunteers won't allow me. So what happened was, when everything was over, I started going on the stage, and there was a lady who was holding the Jula materials, the blue and mirror work, something like that. So I helped her to fold, and the volunteer comes and asks me, who are you? I asked the other lady, who are you? He said, I'm the Jaipur Maharani and I'm the one who presented this Jula. I got a shock. I said, my gosh, what do I do? So that lady said, no, she's with me. You go, she's helping me. Then I was thankful. I was waiting there. And then to see, there was a garland, Swami's garland, on where they put the garland and it's on the Jula. I said, Swami, please excuse me. I'm going to steal that. I want that. I want that. So I went there. I put the garland and I came down. All my friends were coming around and, how did you go? How did you go this way? Tell us. I just fainted. And that bliss I had for 2 years. 2 years I didn't come out. I didn't know what I was doing. I was reading, eating, studying. I don't know what I was doing. I was with Swami. It was so blissful. I never got an experience like that after that. Then I want to tell you this as well, very important for ladies. So there was a lady who came from Australia. She used to dress very well. But one day she came in white sari and she was crying and she said the husband died. So we were called for an interview. She was also there. And Swami looked at her. Why white? So he said, my husband died, Swami. And she started crying. I said, no crying. Now, he said, Bindi, flowers, it's the birthright of a woman. Wear that. And you have to be auspicious for you and for others. You have to change your sari. And from that day, he says, he says, look at the gopis. It was so well for Krishna. This is respect for Krishna. Just like that, you need to dress well. This is a good lesson for me and other ladies. Then, there was in Zambia, I used to dance. So, I wanted to give Om Sharavana Baba, that is Lord Muruga's life history, a dance drama. I took 45 amateurs and I was young people, I was training them. 3 days before the show, I got a stomach ache. I had to go to the doctor and then doctor said, your womb has turned and you need immediate operation. I came home. I said, I'll come tomorrow. I was saying, Swami, 3 days I have for this. After 3 days, my program is going to go on. Please, give me on the 4th day, can I operate if it is my karma? And I was crying so much and I slept. Swami comes, it's a vision. He put vibhuti on my forehead and he gave some vibhuti in my hand. I got up and went into the, look at the mirror. In the morning, there was vibhuti there. And also he said, no operation. Then I took this, I saw there was no vibhuti in my hand. But something was telling me at 8 o'clock night, the vibhuti will come. So, 8 o'clock, I was waiting, 8 o'clock bell rings. Once our sister comes to my house. Once I told the friend with whom I went, she's in Puttaparthi. Her sister said, once I sent this vibhuti for you to give, for me to give it to you. I said, oh, okay, sit down. My sons, please talk. I'm coming now. I took the vibhuti, I took my car, I went to see the 2 ladies. Swami said that to give this vibhuti and he'll be cured. I gave that, they were cured. I was not operated. So next day I went to the hospital and I said, I tell the whole story. They examined me and they said that it is all okay, no need of operation. I told the story, what happened. We want to see the God. We want to see your God. I said, every Thursday we have bhajans and you can come. They all came. The hospital staff came for the bhajans because, they couldn't believe because they saw me with that. So this drama went on because the proceeds went to Sri Lankan refugees. So then I started with Atma. Now I'm going to finish with Moksha. There are 2 ways to attain Moksha, Swami says. There's a master in the first floor and there's an Alsatian dog near the gate. And you have to go, you have to satisfy the Alsatian dog to meet your master, or you have to call the master and master will come down and take you. Now the first way, your own effort, you have to control the senses and attain moksha. Number 2, you have to develop intense and unwearying devotion. And then the God will come with you, walk with you, take all your cycle of births and help you to attain moksha. Choose which one you want. I'm choosing the second one. Whatever you want, you can choose. Also, Swami says, entire universe is temple of God. Eternal world reflects your thoughts. And view the world with love, it will appear filled with love. Be positive. Think good, see good, hear good. The thing is, when you know Swami, he does certain things for certain people, not that they are great or anything, you know. He knows what he's doing. He knows our capability. I'm talking in front of you, right? So just like that, he gives. It is not ego. You shouldn't have ego on that. Yeah. You are happy. You must be happy that you can help other people. I'm very happy, you know, that through him, I am able to help people. I counsel, I don't charge. I propose marriages, I don't charge, you know. All this I'm doing now during COVID time because I can help people, you know. He himself told me in an interview, don't go to Balavikas, no positions, you know, don't go anywhere. Just stay at home and do service. I told Swami, how can I do, 25 years I was doing Balavikas, teaching. And he says, how can I do Balavikas without going anywhere or doing service, you know, without going anywhere? He said, wait, I will direct you. From that day, from 15 years ago to now, he's directing me what to do. That's why I asked him. No. Swami, first he said, I'm not a writer, first of all. I'm a teacher, I can teach very well writing, but I'm not a writer. There is an art for everything. I'm a painter. I'm an artist. I can draw, but not writing. So when Swami said, I'm talking about the second book I wrote, when I was writing the book, when I was sleeping, Swami came and his, you know, vision is different from dream. I want to tell you that. Dream is you go on dreaming. Vision is very, like he prompts, not he prompts, he says, he tells us, do this. That's it. More than that, there's nothing. So he really told me, sometimes you can see his face, sometimes no, but you can hear his voice. And this is vision. And then he said, write a book now. I said, Swami, I'm a teacher, I can't write, and I slept. After 2 days, he comes back. Write a journey, your spiritual journey. I said, Swami, now write it. I'm going to help you. I came immediately. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I came and started writing the book. Every chapter on that book, he prompts me. And one of the chapters has Bhaja Govindam, if you can read later on. And he said, this chapter should be Bhaja Govindam. I said, Swami, I don't know anything about Bhaja Govindam. You want me to write? Then after 2 days he comes. He says, why? You dance Bhaja Govindam, the whole thing in Zambia? Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. I remembered that. I'm recollecting. What did I do? What did I think? What happened? I wrote that chapter there. And sometimes I refer too. Sometimes when I get stuck, I refer books. I have written the reference behind. But most of the things he says, But this, when you read the chapter 2, chapter 3, I think it is about, about meditation and how the chakras work, right? It's a difficult chapter to read, but when I was 30 years old, from that time to now, I'm 75, I am doing the chakra meditation. Because I go to Sindhi Hall in Sri Lanka, there is a religious person, we start doing this program and then it helped me a lot. And from that, it grew, I knew everything about it. So Swami wanted me to write that, so I wrote that. Some of the things, if I don't know, I refer.
Right.
No, when I went for an interview, Swami, everyone is meditating. I don't know to meditate. He said, just sit in front of a lamp, just close your eyes Don't think about anything. I will help you. So from that time, I do that, and he helped me. Now I'm meditating. The best meditation is you don't think anything. You know,
Yes.
it's a hint. Don't think anything. You just close your eyes and just close your eyes. That's all. And because the God is here. I told you, the God is here. People, we have to go to temples. You see in that book I've written, you have to go to temples, you get this, that. But actually the God is here. The Atma. And
Right.
once you have ego, he'll take everything from you. He says, cut the ego, cut the I. So I don't get ego. If somebody asks me to do, I will ask him, and if he says yes, I go on doing. Really, before I had ego because I want to be the first. I want to come, everything I want to be first. Everything from childhood I was like that. So Swami cut it off. Swami cut completely all that. Yeah, the thing is, I have about 5,000 books in India, Chennai, and also I have some books here, 1,000 books here. So I'm just waiting for Swami's, Swami to tell what to do. But the problem is, like, if somebody takes over, like, if, for example, you want 50 books, we say, if I'll give the number of that person, then he will send it to you. You have to pay the post, and then you can give something to him. That's the thing. It works. Sai Ram.